Hey MOPs, I'm Jenn Grandlienard. If you remember me from speaking back in November about talents and being type B and how I'm very different from my husband and a lot of people around me, I was so glad to have this opportunity to share a quick video with you, some encouragement, some things that I've been learning during this pandemic, and how we're all trying to find a new normal in this time. My friend Beth lives a couple blocks down our street, and we spend a lot of time together. Her two daughters are around the same age as my two sons, and they're best friends. And we spend a lot of time together, like I said, whether it be barbecues in the summer, or play dates at the park, or sharing a babysitter so that we can go on a double date and actually have real conversations. Well, this whole social distancing thing, Beth and I have tried to find ways that we can still actually see each other and our kids can see each other. So the other week we went on a social distancing walk where my sons and I were walking on our side of the street and Beth and her girls were walking on the other side of the street. We were walking at the same time, talking to each other amidst the cars driving by. And it got really cute when our kids sat down in the middle of the sidewalk and threw berries, pebbles, whatever else they could to each other, and they were shouting across the street. I wanted to give them a cup with a string attached and tell them that this was the old-fashioned way of communicating down the block. And it was super cute, but it was also really heartbreaking to just watch how our kids couldn't be together. I mean, they were together, but they couldn't be together, really. We're trying to find ways to make it work, but my son Knox keeps asking why he can't hug his friends, and it's really hard to try to explain to a 5-year-old about this pandemic and this virus without giving him nightmares. I mean, how do you say, I promise this won't last forever? One day you will be able to hug your friends again. You will be able to be closer than 6 feet, but I don't know when. And my personality tends to be a little bit more trusting than some others and tends to be a little bit more positive than negative. So I try to keep things upbeat, try to tell my kids, okay, even though we can't hug our friends, we can go down and see them. We made banana bread the other day. Made sure that we washed our hands a lot and didn't cough on the banana bread or anything like that. And then we walked it down, and Knox walked over and put it on their porch and walked away, and then they walked over and picked it up. And it was a good way to, like I said, make the most of this time. But it's also really hard sometimes to find the positive in it. The family time is great, but I'm struggling to find purpose in this time. Most of my time is spent being a stay-at-home mom, but my kids don't go, they don't go to preschool, and so we were around each other all day, every day, as I'm sure a lot of you are. And so it's hard. It is hard. That's just the honest truth about it. And other than it being hard, it's also hard to stay positive about the fact that businesses are struggling, the economy is taking a hit, and darn it all, we can't hug our friends. Well, I found this verse in the Message. It's one of my favorite verses just in general, but in Proverbs 3:5-6, and this is again taken from the Message, Solomon tells us, trust God from the bottom of your heart and don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go or don't go. He's the one who will keep you on track. Don't assume that you know it all. Run to God, run away from evil. Your body will glow with health. Your very bones will vibrate with life. Honor God with everything you own. Give him the first and the best. Your barns will burst. Your wine vats will brim over. To me, these verses are telling me that I need to trust God. It's as simple as that. And if I do, my life will be full of abundance. Maybe not abundance in the way that our culture looks at it, as feeling successful, making lots of money. Some of you may own your own businesses and they might really be struggling right now. But abundance in the Lord. We have extra time to spend with God, do devotions with our kids, eat dinner together at the same table without sporting events or late nights at work or social engagements taking place at the same time as dinner. And that is a different kind of abundance. That is an abundance that in normal life we may not be able to experience. Yes, entertaining littles all day, every day, without a break is exhausting. Yes, date night looks a lot more like Takeout and Tiger King. But there's a good chance that never again will we be able to stay at home and watching Mickey Mouse with our kids and playing in our backyard with only our kids is what saves the world. So for me, I choose to find the joy in this, even in the hard moments. And trust me, I don't feel joyful in every moment, but I at least try to find the joy in each moment. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and even though each day may be really, really hard at different times, your kids are probably experiencing the best time of their life. Maybe not, but this time is definitely one that they will remember. And so I think it's important to try to make it as enjoyable for them as possible and as full of family time and just being together. So my encouragement to you is soak it up. And I'm telling myself this at the same time. Soak it up. Enjoy your leggings and no makeup days. Today is the first time that I actually put makeup on in a month. And I didn't even put everything on that I normally do. I just put mascara on. But I didn't go as far as doing my hair. I did take a shower. I scrunched my hair. But, that straightener, that's going to get some dust on it before this is over. But just know that it's okay that these days are hard. They are hard. But live in the abundance that God gives us and trust in Him, in His plan, in His timing, and His love. Love you guys.